Hey everybody, welcome to Router 2 Brief. I apologize, I'm like 13 minutes late. Stupid YouTube, technical difficulties with this YouTube app that I use for streaming. Um, I have been fed up with YouTube a lot. I'm going to do a video on demonetization. Crazy Freddy's, what's up, Crazy Freddy's? I love saying that. So I had some technical difficulties with YouTube. Oh, I repeated myself. I got a comment from somebody earlier this week that said, dude, you repeat yourself too much. Bleh. Well, you know what? This is a live stream, like I said, and I will repeat myself because it's live, and people that come into the live stream later, I like to catch up. But I do need to realize, hey, what's up, Mitch from Louisiana? I got to remember that this is going to be recorded like a DVR, and people don't want to hear me repeat myself. So if you missed what I said, sorry. I'm going to try not to repeat myself. But if you don't like it, there's plenty other YouTube channels to watch. Before I get started, we're in the basement, by the way. Thank you guys, so much for subscribing. It really means a lot. Saltwater Aquarium Care show every weekend. It really does mean a lot. I didn't think that I would be anyone, special. I'm just another guy. I'm just Steve. But you guys make the channel what it is, and that reminds me, please. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, no cue cards. By the way, I'm talking to people, not invisible, but people who are streaming in the comments now. Merry Christmas. It doesn't feel like Christmas to me. We don't have any snow here in Chicago. It's like 40 degrees. It's great. Thanks, Rob. And what else can I tell you guys? Join the Facebook group, Router 2 Brief. In every video description, I have links to everything that I use in my aquarium. If there's something that you're wondering about that doesn't have a link of where you can buy it, let me know and I'll put a link up there. Also, join our Facebook group. Links to that as well. It's free. It's awesome. Also, when I'm going to be doing a show like I did last night to give you guys an FYI of what this live stream is going to be about, I posted on the Facebook group. I'm going to be doing Refugium DIY. A lot of people are like, why don't you try Refugium? And I tried it before. Reefing with Billy Pipes sent me a message, and he's like, dude, you're not even a real reefer if you don't have a Refugium. So this one's for Billy. No, I'm just kidding. Don't give him hate mail. Billy never contacted me on that. I just give him a hard time. By the way, he gave me a really great compliment a few weeks ago. He said he started his reefing channel because of me. That's so flattering. That's so awesome. I believe Mr. Saltwater Tank did as well. But he doesn't say anything that much. He's kind of quiet guy. But he's cool. Anyway, so we're going to get on with the show. We got a drill. We're going to use that. Unless you can think of other ways. Now, let's talk about what a refugium is. A refugium, now I like to take it back a few notches because we have a lot of newcomers to the saltwater hobby, and a lot of us guys who've been in this, and girls, for a while, we just like to see what each other's doing in our tanks, and I like to talk about what I do. And Bronx, what's up? Maybe I should put the camera on me. I won't do that. Yeah, that's kind of boring. I'll talk with my hands, being Italian. So let me tell you guys. I tried a refugium before. It didn't work. I lost my train of thought. Let's just get into it. So a refugium is going to help. A refugium is like green plants. I should have brought it down here, but I'll take you guys upstairs after we drill this box. And Italian, Rob. Italian and German. A little bit of Cherokee Indian as well, believe it or not. So, what we're going to do, a refugium, it's a green plant-like material. It's actually an algae. And you're gonna put this in your sump to take the nutrients out of your tank. Nutrients are the bad things, like the fish waste and the broken down food that gets in your water. You're going to use a protein skimmer to skim through and take those proteins out of the water, those nutrients. You want to get the protein out of the water. By the way, if you guys have comments on your refugium or what you do to get nitrates out, please comment on the video. All right? I needed to get a sip of coffee first. Sorry. So I tried a refugium before and it just wasn't working out. People say that refugiums, you need a large one. And because I've got a lot of tangs in my tank, we're going to start with a small one. Now here's what I did. In my sump, I got some of this netting. All right? And what I did was I zip tied PVC pipe on one end. Okay? And then I cut it to shape and I put a PVC pipe on the other end to the width of your sump. Okay? Then you put this in, so I actually split my sump in half, keeping the chaeto on one side and my protein skimmer on the other, because you don't want that stuff getting sucked up into your protein skimmer. It could damage or clog the motor in the protein skimmer. And you want to keep it separate. Well, that was fine, but it got to be messy because the chaeto still found a way. Okay, have fun. The chaeto still got through this little bit of netting, okay? What you can also try is this. I did this in the beginning. Egg crate. But of course, it got through this really quick. What I think a better thing to do, and I haven't tried this, but I would actually get egg crate and zip tie. This is maybe a better idea. Zip tie the egg crate to the mesh here, the screen, which I got from Bulk Reef Supply. And then cut it just to the width of your sump and just stick it in. And you don't have to glue this to the side walls of your sump. You can actually just get little suction cups and put them on your sump's glass. That's what she said, Gary. Awesome use of it. That's what she said. Thank you, Gary. So then with the suction cups, this won't fall over. And then the chaeto on one side, this on the other. All right? So that's what you're going to do. Now, a refugium, the chaeto, the green plant that I'm going to show you guys soon when we go upstairs, that will take the protein out of the water. All right? It's going to feed on that stuff, and the chaeto or the refugium will grow. The green plants, the green algae will grow as it sucks the nutrients out of the water, the protein out of the water. I keep saying nutrients. The protein out of the water, nitrates will lower because the refugium is eating the nitrates, which is good. That's what we want. Now, what I'm going to do, I thought, what is a refugium made out of? We put it in our sump. We buy a hang on the back refugium, right? What are sumps and refugiums made out of? Acrylic, plastic, or glass. So I went to Amazon and I got a plastic box, an acrylic box. This is like 1 foot by 9 inches by 9 inches. It's got a lid, which is so awesome. Now, people, I got this for $7. I'll put a link in the video description for this. It's made well. People use this to store, like, maybe a baseball hat, a World Series hat. They had pictures of women's shoes in here. So it's a storage box. It's a display case. So what I'm going to do, and as the refugium grows, I'm going to probably just let the whole thing grow in my second sump, which is a huge Rubbermaid container. One of those over there. I used one of these Rubbermaid containers as my second sump. As this thing grows, I'm going to let it take over that whole sump, so which means I have to take my second protein skimmer out of there. My plan is to put this acrylic container inside the second sump, so the chaeto will not come out of this. I'm going to drill holes in this. All right, I'm going to do it right now. Yeah, right, Rob, $7. Or you can buy an external refugium acrylic box for what, 120? Yeah, I don't have much money. Now, Here's another cool thing that I picked up from Amazon. Link to this as well. Miracle Mud. Experience the success. This Miracle Mud is really great for fish, really great for corals. Look at this. It says, affected subject introduced. A bad fish. Look at him. Improved within 2 months. Look, he looks better. Breakthrough technology cures lateral line disease. It makes your fish healthier because it takes the nasties out of the water. It's really, really good for coral. Really great for fish. So you're going to put this in the bottom of your sump, which I love that idea. But to make it cleaner, I'm going to put it in the bottom of this acrylic case. Now, I've not done this before. You guys have any suggestions, let me know. But my thought is drill holes in this, in the sides, maybe five, maybe some holes in the top of this, and then just set it in my sump. Put the chaeto in there, Miracle Mud on the bottom. All right? So the Miracle Mud is going to take the protein out of the water along with the Refugium. As the Refugium grows and the chaeto grows, you're going to take the chaeto out and throw it in your main tank, and your tangs or fish will eat it. Okay? That's my plan. What do you guys think? A Refugium is also great because the little white bugs that live in your tank, they're going to live in the chaeto. Bronx Reefer asked, what about the flow? Well, I'll put this, let's see, my return hose, I'll put like right up against this. The holes I'm going to start drilling with an 1/8 inch drill. And what I thought about doing is connecting the Refugium between the sumps. I like that idea, but there won't be much flow at all. I may put a little tiny power head inside here, but I'll probably put larger holes. I'm going to drill the little holes and then drill like, I don't know, 1/2 inch holes, because I want a little bit of water flow. Hey Rob, what's going on? All right, so let's start. I'm going to I just want enough holes in here so the water can flow in. And I don't want to go crazy drilling like 30 holes in this thing. All right. So Latoya asks, what is chaeto? Chaeto is a green algae, and I'll show it to you when I go upstairs. I'm going to put the green algae that I purchased in this, and by lighting it at nighttime, it's going to actually grow. It looks like a green wiry mesh. Welcome to the hobby, by the way. And that green wiry mesh, chaeto, gets put in here, or your sump, and it is a type of algae, as Yui Boy just said. I hope I'm saying that right. And that algae feeds on the protein in your water. You don't want protein in your water. You want to get it out. So by putting that algae in here, it takes the protein out of the water, which makes your water healthier. And as it grows, you're going to break it off and throw it in your tank so your fish can eat it. I didn't like the thought of a Refugium last year because when I tried it, it was capturing a lot of the fish waste. I didn't like that. It seemed like a nitrate trap, but fish waste makes nitrates. You don't want that in your water, but I guess with the Refugium destroying those nitrates, it'd be fine. Plus with all the little white bugs, the amphipods, copepods that will live in this, it'll be fine. Ireland, dude, what's up? Stephen Smith from Ireland. We got Ireland. I love Ireland. I love your accent. I wish I had an accent. All right, so let's start out by drilling the smaller holes. The nice thing is with this sump, my sump, this is about 9 inches tall, and my sump is about 8 inches, so it's going to be perfect. Yeah, I don't use filter socks either. Let me move this over here. It's acrylic. It's like a plastic, but it's a bendy acrylic. It's got a nice lid. which I'm going to probably keep on. I will keep it on. We're going to see how this goes. I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks, Engineering Aquariums. I hope you guys read what he said. If you could put that comment in the video, the comments, that'd be great. So I'm going to start drilling this. Talk amongst yourselves while I do this. This is the boring part of the video where nothing happens except I drill and hopefully not through my fingers. So I'm going to... Nice clean hole. That was awesome. It didn't crack at all. Can you guys see that hole? Really nice. Okay. It's like a soft acrylic plasticky, but it's built really well. I love this. I'll put the link to where you can buy it on Amazon. I have no idea how many holes to drill. Yes, it is food safe. You guys have any ideas how many holes to drill? Because I want the pods to come in and out. What do you guys think? I should have pre-drilled this instead of boring you guys. I guess 10 per side. Tons. Yeah, I know. Tons of holes to drill. All right. So there you guys go. Rob just offered me a job in construction. You know what? That's my brother. He's the guy. He's the genius with that. Not me. Yeah, see, that's right. The bit fell out, so I'm like, all right, that's good. I'm done. When the bit falls out, you know you're done. Take the sticker off. That was actually pretty easy. All right, you guys. So it's actually pretty clean. Now, I've never done the Miracle Mud thing, but I've heard it gets kind of like messy. So I'm assuming I just put this in, right? And then put it in slowly in the sump. And, is there instructions? I admit I don't know. When I don't know something, I'll tell you guys. It doesn't say. Yeah, I might put Pocani rock in there too. That's a really good idea. Well, I was expecting it to be like clay, you know, where you just put it in and it clays in. Miracle Mud functions as a rich biodiverse refugium, medium, and plankton factory. Awesome. Resulting in abundant natural food source for your reef community. Reef mud is formulated to consistently release multi-minerals and trace elements, replenishing the vital aquatic balance needed by corals and fish, resulting in vibrant coloration of your animals and increased polyp extension of corals. That's awesome. Ecosystem Miracle Mud method based on sound ecology utilizes Miracle Mud, an efficient biological filter substrate, resulting in an environment so healthy it produces dramatic reversal of head and lateral line erosion. So that's good news if you guys have that issue. All right, you guys. So let me put this in, and then I'll introduce a little bit of tank water. Doesn't smell like anything. Oh, that's gonna be cool. Who gets excited about ordering mud in the mail and live streaming it? Nerds. Yeah, the joke's on you. We package mud from our backyard and put a nice label on it from our laser printer. I don't know why, but this is exciting. Any new project is exciting. All right. Okay, ready to go upstairs? Close the lid. This new hobby, like, I'm a photographer, cinematographer, musician. I've got guitar collections and amps and recording studio. I've been in this hobby for like 4 years now. Love it. It's so great. It's expensive though. All right, let's go. I'm gonna take you guys upstairs. You can see the messy house. And I will turn on the aquarium so you guys can check that out while I come back down and get the Refugium. There's no editing in this. It's all live. Hi, baby. All right. Turn on the light. Everyone's gonna wake up. No, you didn't see a second tank. All right, Rob, thank you. Rob says, put a layer of sand over the mud. All right, I'll scoop some sand out of there. So check these guys out while I go downstairs and get the little Refugium. I'll be right back. All right, you guys. Now, I got stuff from Algae Barn. They were out of the Chaeto. And I got this from Reef Cleaners. Thing I like about Reef Cleaners, like, they have all their stuff in a fishless environment. So there's no chances of any ick coming in on anything. They sell cleanup crews and chaeto for your Refugium. So that's what I really like. You don't have to worry about quarantining anything. And I've had stuff from them before and there's no issues. So I mean, they don't sell any fish. Okay, so it comes packaged well. A little bit of water in there, moisture. It's clean. No hitchhikers on it. Oh, that is the chaeto. That's what I'm going to put in this Refugium. That stuff is going to grow because it's going to feed off the protein in the tank, which is going to turn into nitrates. That stuff, you don't want nitrates in your tank. That stuff feeds on nitrates, and I'm going to put it in my sump. We're building a Refugium DIY. All right. All right, so let me get something to scoop out some of the sand because Rob suggested putting a layer of sand. I don't have much sand in here, but we'll get enough. This should work out fine for scooping up some sand. You know what, Gary? Good question. I'll show you the light when I show you the sump. I'm going to get a special light today at Home Depot that emulates the sun. Well, Gary's idea, the idea, Rob, suggested putting a little bit of sand on top, just a little bit to keep the mud from flowing up. Maybe I won't have to do it, but I'm going to just put a little bit on top. You know what? Let's see how bad it gets first. Yep, that's right, Bronx. I was going to bring that up next. I know not to add the chaeto in. He suggested don't put in the chaeto in until the mud. I can't even think. I will put sand in if it gets crazy. Let's just put it in the sump now. I'll show you guys. All right, I'm going to turn off this protein skimmer, the second one. I got the first one. There. Second one there. I'm going to turn off that protein skimmer. Hold on. All right. So here's the light that I'm going to use. Right. I'm going to get a daylight light. There's expensive Refugium bulbs you can get. There's enough space in here. I'm going to move the protein skimmer that way. I'm going to put the Refugium here, I think. So eventually when this Refugium gets huge, I'll probably take this out and just use this whole thing as my Refugium. It's like 40 gallons. Bunker Buster. Man, I haven't seen you in a long time, dude. What's up? See, I've got my return hose coming right off the tank, not going into any mechanical filtration. And my return pump right there. I'll put the Refugium right here. I like this little DIY because I like this lid. Thanks, VK. All right, let me just give you guys, let's see. Fits perfectly. Dun, 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 dun. Let the water slowly trickle in there. It's sinking down by itself. Yeah, by letting it sink down by itself. It's a little muddy, but it's settling nicely. All right, so it's submerged. Now, this little PVC pipe that you see here, it's connected to the other sump, so the sumps are both balanced. This is a DIY sump. I love this. This is the best thing I did to this tank, is adding the second sump. And no matter what I did, the water would not, balance between the two sumps. By connecting the two sumps with a PVC. They're always balanced. Now there's a little bit of mud, a little bit of dirty water in here, and it's getting into the tank a little bit, but barely, all right? So I'm not concerned. Some bubbles. I'm going to lift this lid. All right. So you can see this right here. That's the return from the... This right here is the return coming out of the protein skimmer. So that's going to blow into this a little bit. All right. Blow through the holes. So it's going to give flow into that. And then I'll probably... Maybe I'll connect my return hose here or something like that so it blows into the sump. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll just take the lid. No, it's gonna blow the mud around. I was gonna say I'll take the lid off. You know what I could do is maybe connect it to the top. Maybe I'll take the lid off and I'll just connect it to the top. And that'll provide for flow for the refugium, and it's not too much. That's maybe a good idea. What do you guys think? Thanks, Rob. I like that idea of putting... See, that's not much flow. I like that. I'll attach it to the lid, and that should be just perfect, so it won't disturb the amphipods. Alright, looks like the mud's kind of settling. I'm going to turn the protein skimmer back on. Fish don't have a choice, Rob. Oh, yeah. You know what? Some people have asked me about using ball valves to level out the levels. Very, very good question. I did that. It didn't work. I literally sat here for about 2 hours balancing the ball valves, and when I finally got it to a good balance, within about 3 or 4 hours, one was getting close to wanting to overflow. Ball valves are a great idea, but they just don't work. Bronx Reefer said I need like a pod highway for the pods to reach the main tank. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking of. Right now, the only way they're getting into the main tank is that return pump. That return pump right there. You know what I don't know. That's a good point. They will survive going through the pumps. So that's it. I mean, that's my plan. So I'll let that mud settle down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the chaeto in right now. It settled down quite a bit. I might take the lid off. I don't know. Depends how messy it gets. I'm going to turn off the protein skimmer again so you guys can see. It's not going to stay open. So, here we have the chaeto. This stuff is going to grow. A bag of this was $6. That's cheap. See it? Let's toss it in there. Got the second one. Well, I'm glad I could share this video with you guys. This is fun. I thought, you know what, let me just stream this so they can see. Put that guy in there, sinks to the bottom. There. Stop this for a second. There's your homemade refugium. Like I said, as this refugium grows, I may take out this second protein skimmer, even though I love it, and this whole thing will probably be filled with miracle mud, 40 gallons, and chaeto. This will grow. Merry Christmas. I'm going to close the lid. I like it without the lid, but I think I'm going to close the lid. See? I like that a lot. That looks cool. I'm happy that I did this. No, never any problems with dog hair. Good question. The dogs don't shed. Now Leia is a German Shepherd, also known as a German Shedder. But luckily, that baby doesn't shed much. Her father doesn't shed much. And luckily, I think she's going to take after him. This is really cool. I don't know. It's just neat to see. So when I get a new order of pods, no, actually I don't brush her at all. If I take my hand and I pet her and I pull out clumps of hair, nope, nothing. So when I order more pods from the algae barn, I'll turn everything off and I'll add a half a bag of pods right to this refugium. Now, when this does grow out and I decide, okay, I want this whole thing to be a refugium, that's going to be killer. I'll remove this protein skimmer, the second one unfortunately, and I'll put a little piece of mesh over, well, no, I guess I'll leave the mesh off. Well, no, I'll put mesh on because I don't want the refugium clogging this tube. All right. And then that'll be awesome. Whole thing will be a refugium. Now, the larger the refugium, the better. People say you need a really large refugium to be effective. So this little container, I don't know how effective it's going to be. I don't think this amount of chaeto is going to be enough to take care of the nitrates in this tank and get rid of the green algae. But I'm pretty sure when it takes over this whole Rubbermaid container, it's going to be awesome. I'll get a few more containers of the mud. It'll be nothing but mud and chaeto. Yes, and how powerful the light is also plays a role in the growth of that stuff. That's why I'm thinking I might leave the lid off of this. I'm gonna go get a daylight bulb which emulates the sun, turn that on at night, turn it off during the day. I think I'm going to leave the lid open. I was afraid that things were going to get blown around. That's not the case. Not the case at all. It's pretty still in there. Thanks, Bronx. It means a lot coming from you. I'm really happy with this. Turned out better than I expected. So I hope your tanks are doing really well. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. A new video every Saturday. Don't forget to check out the video description of all the videos, because I've got links to what I use and where to buy it on Amazon. I get most of my stuff on Amazon. Unless it's live stuff, I use Reef Cleaners or Algae Barn. Links to those guys as well. And on the side note, check out everything else I've got going on. Facebook group. Lots of newcomers every day to the Facebook group. People ask questions, help each other out, post videos, post photos of your tank. It's great. Also, I've got a book on Amazon, How to Kill Ick. It's like a few bucks, literally a few dollars. A link to that as well, an ebook. It's like 40 or 50 pages, How to Kill Ick and Marine Velvet in your tank for good. Everyone really likes it, so they say. Hey, what's up, non-average reefer? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. I just finished a live stream on building a little refugium. We'll see how it goes. I hope you guys have a really good holiday. Enjoy it. It doesn't feel like Christmas, like I said, but I'm looking forward to the time off. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have enough money to take a vacation. I haven't had a vacation in 15 years. Yeah, I'm not lying. No, 18 years. So yeah, I'll do a video on what to do when you leave your tank for like a week. That's always a scary thing, right? Because things can become a slippery slope really, really fast. Luckily, I've got my brother who can drive out. I got him into the hobby, so I can rely on him. What I might do if I took a vacation, I'd probably hire like a reef store to come out and do maintenance for like a week. Come out 2 days, have my brother come out 2 days. I could do a video on that. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you so much. And subscribe if you haven't already. I love talking with you guys through this process. Probably do another live stream next Saturday. Maybe that